a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beast dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
Here's the third and final, straight to VHS, short-lived Little Mermaid weekly episodic show that I'm guessing ran for like 1 season after their movie exploded in the late 80s or early 90s. This is Ariel's Undersea Adventures in Harmony. Now, this was a doomed TV show, but if you or your kids loved the Little Mermaid movie, these episodes scratch that itch in a way the Mermaid sequels and prequels just don't. Even the intro song is a medley of the movie hits, and it sets the mood. I really like these. We start with underwater fireworks. Ariel is spinning Flounder around for fun, and Urchin, the male mermaid, wants to come and help King Triton run some errands. Urchin, voiced by Frankie Muntz from Malcolm in the Middle, if I'm hearing correctly. Triton and Sebastian allow Urchin to come with him on the journey to, well, we'll see. We don't see. Triton tells Ariel to try and stay out of trouble and they'll be back later that night. Why he gotta foreshadow like that? Hard cut to scary music. Ariel and Flounder are collecting crystals in the Red Sea and they hear a voice and they find eyes staring at them from a hole in the abyss or somewhere. It's begging for help. Flounder reminds Ariel of the legend of the sea monster, the mer people trapped in an underwater cavern years ago. She's all pshaw and starts digging this thing out. Girl! The ground cracks and explodes, and this guy comes out. This guy, wow, I love this villain. Why isn't he a main character? He cackles and starts heading straight for Atlantica. He smooth talks an octopus to hate fish and uses underwater mind games and rumors to get all the fish, like every separate species, to hate other species. This is like a top 5 bad guy. Look at this masterpiece. In record time, all the different animals are fighting. They all hate each other because they're different. Ariel and Flounder show up and it's battle royale. Ariel has a great idea. She sews a net to catch this guy in, but he cuts right through it like a bad. He claims he's more powerful than friendship and love, and I want to be this guy for Halloween next year. This guy should sit atop the Disney villain universe because he loves, quote, casting the shadow of prejudice. Awesome. Pouty Ariel. Something to behold. This is a pretty good, like, kid introduction into racism. Kind of makes you think. She's like, stop! Can't you see what the evil manta has done to you? Jodie Benson is a treasure. He now hypnotizes Flounder into hating mermaids. She's like, Flounder, think of all the fun we had together and all our adventures and how Daddy always yells at us. Great memories. Flounder is okay, though. It was a fake out. Flounder says, wild sharks couldn't keep me away from you, Ariel. Getting hot in here. All the other sea animals are like a mermaid and a fish. Gross. They're not wrong. We get a flashback of how Ariel and Flounder first met. That's fun. They were different, but they got along and they were friends, and that's okay. Out of the flashback, Ariel is she pleads with the fish to stop fighting and blames it on the manta. It's not working, so she breaks into song, and that is what unifies everyone. And the bad guy swims away, and the party continues. Triton and Urchin and Sebastian all return, and all is well. Yeah. Didn't really stick the landing with that one, but everything else was great. Episode 2, Charmed. Triton doesn't want to go for a swim with his daughter because he's getting a haircut, and he's refereeing the octopus boxing match and says it'll take the rest of the morning to finish shaking hands. That's good. That's gold. That's funny. She's like, I'll go with Flounder. And he's like, don't stray too far. Again with the foreshadowing. They go exploring. She finds a magnifying glass and a map. She calls it a bigger majigger. Triton wants to see it and he isn't happy that it's a human object and warns her not to bring another human thing into the palace, and he uses trident and he blows up the magnifying glass. And yes, this is 100% copy and paste from the movie, and that's okay. This is what fans of the Little Mermaid want. This is not what they want. Ariel storms off and snaps at Flounder for telling her not to go too deep. Triton is getting a haircut and the comb they're using is a fish skeleton. Imagine if your hairdresser combed your hair with a human rib cage. She finds a bracelet at the bottom of the sea, but the key rips off as she takes it. She snaps the bracelet on her wrist. Also, my daughter points out that Triton was sitting in a chair, which is a human object. No, she didn't say that was me, but now the bracelet won't come off. Ruh-roh, she's gonna go home and she thinks he's gonna blast her arm off. She's like, I can't go home. She realizes she dropped the key and she needs the key. Triton is practicing his apology to his daughter, and Sebastian's like, maybe you shouldn't be practicing an apology. Nice. She goes into the abyss to get the key and gets sucked into a whirlpool. There's this giant mouth at the bottom of the sea trying to suck everything down into it. And we meet this new character, voiced by someone familiar. You can't get out of here, you're trapped until this thing eats you. Well, bye! There's an underwater witch character that tries to stuff Ariel into her sack. What is happening? New characters coming at us quickly. Hands grope at her. The Cheshire Cat attacks her. Just nightmares. She's trapped. Triton is worried. Flounder runs home and is like, help! Ariel's in trouble! And Triton and Sebastian and Flounder go back to Nightmare Land. Time for Triton's upper body strength to bring the pain. Reunion! I was so worried. Why didn't you just come home? Asks Triton. He sees the bracelet and she's like, you never listen. That's why I didn't come home. And that weird character returns and is like, well, who cares? Because none of you can escape. And Triton tells him to go home. I don't know why that registered as like a level 10 burn, but the way Triton just dismissed that kid was epic. Triton escapes with the crew and then Ariel's like, the key! And she goes back down to get the key again. Girl! The whirlpool starts up again and she gets out. She's alive despite her best efforts. But honestly, Ariel, honestly, God, it's exhausting keeping... Animator's having a little fun today. Unnecessary. King Triton is sad and tells her no matter what trouble she's in, she can always go home. Stay tuned for more fun scenes and previews. And now there's 5 of these tapes. I only have 3. Well, the journey continues.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.